Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. I noticed recently that videos on TSW countries that aren't Britain, like German videos, Dutch videos, US videos, weren't getting as many views as my British ones. So I wanted to quantify this, so I put up a poll on my in a community post. You guys voted overwhelmingly for Britain. I'll put the poll up on screen now. Well, at least I'll have my future editorial self do it. And yeah, 58% out of 52 votes said Britain, 17% went to Germany, 13% said US, and Holland went to 12%. So yeah, in today's video, I'm giving the viewers what they want, i.e. more UK content. We are on Just Trains' West Coast Main Line Preston to Carlisle route, which is my favourite British route in the game. We're at Preston, heading up to Carlisle. All stop service, I do believe. We're in the IC2 liveried Class 87 with the red buffer beams. So yeah, the one we're in today is 87030 Black Douglas. We have a rake of Mark III coaches on the back. And I believe I heard another train chugging somewhere. Yeah, I do have real life experience with Preston Station. I've actually stood right here waiting for my Pendolino to take me back down to Euston when I was visiting Blackpool earlier in the year. I think it was July. We are also using Winzarton's live weather mod as well. I thought I heard a Class 47 chugging away somewhere. Guess we're the only train around. So yeah, let's hop in and get started. So first off, master key. Let's loco brake on, train brake off. Unlock the doors. Let's get instrument lights, headlight, marker left, marker right. Let's get the AWS on. Yeah, I'm not as fond of the 87 as I am of the Class 86, but the 87 is still an excellently done locomotive, like really, really, really well done. Right, we do have a minute here until we have to leave. We are also running in. We also have Cargo Line Volume 4 and Volume 5 services present as well, both military and nuclear services. I believe we'll see both. I believe I might have timed this so we might see both Volume 4 and Volume 5 services, but we will see. I'm also using, the mods I'm using today are Winzarton's live weather mod, which I believe I mentioned before, and also, oh, I should probably get the train heat on. There we go. And also London Midlands signal visibility mod. So yeah, let's get moving. Oh, hello, Pacer, provincial Pacer. I believe. Oh, where are you going, bud? I think I know which platform you're coming in at. Yeah, you're coming in at the platform to the left of us. Platform 2 to Ormskirk. So you're doing Blackpool South to Ormskirk shuttle, I imagine. You are. I do like the Pacer. I do prefer the modern Transport for Wales one that you get with the Cardiff route as an add-on for the Cardiff route. But right, cancel loco brake. Next stop, Lancaster. Right, let's get some taps going. If you're wondering what service we're doing, it's 1 Papa 02 Euston to Carlisle, so stopping at Preston, Lancaster, Oxenholme, Penrith and Carlisle, and then uncoupling the coaches. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let's get out of here. You'll also probably notice that the quality of today's videos better than normal, and also that it has more frame rate. That is because I have changed up the quality settings a bit, so I'm now recording at 60 frames a second instead of 30, and I've also increased the quality of the video itself. Let's go. 21 miles to Lancaster. Let's keep those taps going. Hang on. Do we see a cargo line military service? Are you a cargo line military service? Glasgow Central to Harwich Parkerston Quay. No, you are not a military service by any stretch of the imagination. I imagine this service will also be playable on Just Trains' upcoming Preston to Crewe route, since that is set in the same era as Preston, Carlisle and Blackpool branches. And then also they're also making the Cumbrian Coast route as well, from Carlisle to Whitehaven. That's coming out as well. There goes a branch to Blackpool, Burn and Burnnays. Right. Let's give her some extra taps. That Mark 1 brake van, guards van, I mean, at the other end of the train does make quite a bit more noise than the Mark 3s it's coupled to. Warm air switch on. Since yeah, it is pretty cold in Britain today. This is one of the last services of 2025, and I decided to go back to one of my favourite routes. This route's been out for over a year now, which is which is surprising. How has all that time gone by so quickly? You know what I mean? You also have blind, I believe. Yep, there we go. Unfortunately, it doesn't go fold down, and then it goes further down like the Class 86. It just goes down normally, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we are capable of 110 miles an hour today, which is the line's current limit, which is still the line's limit to this day. Is that a 47? No, that's an 86. Hello, sir. There's Mark 2s stomping along. Mark 2Fs, I should say, and a Mark 1 buffet coach. I do like the Mark 1 buffet coach. I believe that was the Glasgow Central to Harwich service. Also, I discovered another thing that's pretty interesting. Not only do I have all the layers for this route, like literally all of them apart from 484 Eisenberg, 47484 Eisenberg Kingdom Brunel by Athena Simulations, which doesn't get rid of any services. Yeah, I do. Apart from, also from the 87 actually can actually drive services with the Mark 2s on the back, though I prefer having it with the Mark 3s. Alright. We are underway. Yeah, I do like the 87. It's been a bit since I've driven her, but it's a good unit nonetheless. It is according to weather reports, it is actually remarkably dry in Britain at the moment. I know I'm using 2025 weather for 1986 route, but it is what it is. And also, there is one other thing which I cannot remember. Yeah, Britain is actually remarkably dry at the moment. What's really getting hammered are the Nordic countries. They're quite, the Nordic countries like Sweden and Finland are getting blanketed in a winter storm in real life at the moment. Alright, let's keep it moving, 100 miles an hour. We do have dynamic suspension on every single bit of rolling stock. We do have announcements, but they're only accessible in guard mode, and I don't think we have train faults either. So it's not a It's not a route that's up to modern core standards, but honestly, I couldn't care less. This route is still far better quality than routes with those core features. Alright, coming up on 110 miles an hour. That's 10 miles an hour faster than the Class 86. The Class 86 is only capable of running at 100, yeah. And we are getting a new version of the Class 86 with Preston Crew. We currently have the Stroke 2 version in the game. We're getting the Stroke 4 version with Preston Crew. Yeah. What's also going to be good about Preston Crew is it will have complete... It won't have any new trains, but it will have completely overhauled versions of the new versions of the Class 47, namely the Stroke 3 version, and a new version of the Class 20 Stroke 0, which we had as an add-on for the Tees Valley line for ages now. And honestly, that model is getting pretty long in the tooth. Like, it got a decent update in Cargo Line Volume 5 with like modern equipment and things, but that pack is let down massively by just a lack of services. There's only 4 playable services in game with the DRS Class 20, which is a massive shame. I mean, it substitutes onto other routes like West Somerset and Cathcart Circle, but we do have a neutral section, so yeah. But in terms of dedicated playable services, it only has 4, which is, yeah, a bit of a disappointment. Nice canal off to our left there. Oh, we are flying along. Alright, let's keep an eye on the lights here, which tell us if we're getting line power or not. Driven 100 miles of the Class 87. Nice, another 86. There was a single solitary Mark 2A in there. Right. I believe we do have power now. In the modern day, class 390s or the Pendolinos are the main mode of power that this route, along with the, I believe it's the Class 807 Evero, which is brand new, also does services on this line. But yeah, the only train capable of doing 125 miles an hour on this line is the Pendolino. I haven't driven this route in a bit, so you may see more stuttering than normal. Because as to... yeah. Oh yeah. I do like the Class 87. It's a good unit. And not only that, the Class 87s survived into passenger service well into the privatization and Virgin Trains era, which is quite cool. But most of them are actually in... But most of them, a few were preserved, but most of them got shipped off to Hungary and Bulgaria. Hungary have retired theirs, but Bulgarian 87s are still going strong to this day, which is excellent. What FPS am I getting? 40-ish. It's a bit variable. I don't care about frame rate, honestly. As long as the drive is good. Under 10 miles to Lancaster, under 8.5 miles to Lancaster, I should say. We are going to have to slow down for Lancaster, obviously, because we are stopping there. This is a fun route to drive. Like this. I think Train Sim Society, a fellow content creator, put it best when he said this route and Blackpool branches have aged like fine wine. They just keep getting better as they age. And I gotta say, I agree with him, because this route is just so good that, as Dovetail shows, that it's like apart from with a few rare exceptions, Dovetail Games has not produced a good route in a while. Like, the only three good routes from the past few, from the TSW5 and 6 eras have been... Oh, no. Have been Cardiff City Network, especially Zwolle to Groningen in the Netherlands. That's a good route. And then the Riviera line. That's another good one. Passing Bay Horse. If you go in that little shed there, that little stone shed, there's actually a castle collectible if you need to get your hands on one of them. Still absolutely flying. This, yeah. Like, having the old British Rail electrics to have fun with is far better than having single-handle electric multiple units, because TSW-A has far too many of them, and B, they're all set, the one-handle units are all set in the modern era. Having something retro to play with is not too common in the TSW space. Though there is a lot of retro stuff coming. Cumbrian Coast, Crew to Preston, then Trains of Germany are making the Neckartalbahn route with the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR423, not 423. What is it? The 24? Yeah, the BR24 steam locomotive, which I'm really looking forward to because that means steam physics are going to get a rework for that locomotive. Okay, we do have a... We do have a yellow signal, so I'll just switch you off. Loco brake online. After that red signal, we do have a 15 limit, so we do have to slow down quite a bit. Keep the dynamic brakes going. Our first stop of the day. There's another train, and it is our third Class 86. Wow! Had no idea they were so... there were three. We've seen three of them just doing the Preston to Lancaster run. That's hilarious. Come on, buddy. Slow down. I do believe that this is an approach control signal, but I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to, in the parlance, do a Nebworth if I can avoid it, because that would reset me back to Preston, and I'd have to re-record all this bit again, which would be a terrible fate to suffer. Trust me, I've had to bin recordings because I've gone through a red signal at an inopportune moment. Keep slowing down. We do have 3 minutes to get into Lancaster. Train brake doing its job nicely. I do love this line, like... Full service. Emergency. Onto the brakes. Really? Changed at the worst moment possible. We would have stopped before it, but only just. Come on. Recharge the brakes. It's taking off the dynamic brake. We haven't even made it to Lancaster, and I've already had my first gigantic skill issue. Come on, let's get moving. We do have 2 minutes, but at 15 miles an hour, we might be late. I know a lot, like, a lot of people think, like, the 1980s, like, a lot of people look at the 1980s era of British Rail with, like, nostalgia-tinged glasses and say, oh, wow, this is the best era of British Rail. But the reason they're looking at it with nostalgia-tinged glasses is because, yeah, the privatization era hasn't exactly gone well for the British Railways network. And, like, at the time, the British Rail network wasn't doing too well. Like, the 1980s was like, had a lot of trouble with funding. Oh, I think we're gonna, but yeah. Is that another 86? I think it must be, right? Definitely has a... Yeah, that's another 86, alright. That's our 4th of the day, before even getting into Lancaster. Come on, buddy, let's slow down. Come on, buddy. Slow you down. There's a 101 off to the left, the Morecambe shuttle. Oh, it's a double 101. Is that a 3 car? No, it's two cars back to back. And then there's 2 other 101s off over there. Slow down, buddy. Yeah, I don't have the stop markers on anymore. Ooh, nailed that stop though. My goodness. 10 seconds early too. Take the train brakes off. Yeah. Allegedly, I had a look at the timetable and there should be a Cargo Line nuclear service on the way. So if we have a look at Kingmore, should be heading through Kingmore. Where are you going? Must end to Demarsh. That's probably a steel train or mail train. Is it? Wonder if it's going along this line. Okay, we do have. Oh, probably should put it in neutral so the DSD stops going off constantly. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, did I? Was it there? I thought I saw something. Let's keep it moving. Let me see. There's Penrith. Maybe I already went past it. I have no idea. There's Harrison Sidings. There's another steel train, I think. We're heading in the wrong direction. There's Shap. Don't think I've seen... No, I don't... Maybe I just have missed it. I don't know. See if it turns up. Don't really want to check. Let's go have a look round. Do have a minute and a half until we're supposed to leave. These Mark III coaches, while not technically new to the game, received so many improvements. They're basically brand new. They were brand new. Among other things, they added buffers, because the only Mark IIIs we had in the game before were the Mark IIIs without the buffers that were hauled by HSTs. Can I have a packet of crisps, please? And a bottle of water. Thank you. Wouldn't it be cool if the speaker played something? I love the general clutter of this line. It's great. Let's get back in. We do have 45 seconds until we're supposed to leave. Right, let's keep it moving. 25 seconds to go. Let me get in. Shut the door. Nope. Door, thank you. Alright. Perfect timing. Let's shut the door. Buzz the driver back. The guard back, I should say. Alright. Next stop, Oxenholme in 18 miles. There's another train coming through. It's a Class 87. Is he heading through? No, he's coming into Lancaster. Wonder what service that is. It is the Glasgow Central to London Euston with a rate of Mark 3s. No. Yeah, those are Mark 3s. Sometimes I see the side profiles of the Mark 2s and the Mark 2 of the Mark 2Fs and the Mark 3s, and I get it mixed up. Alright, we do have a 25 limit. Can we get to force? Crossing the River Loon. I do like those Armstrong Powerhouse sounds, or as some people like to call it, AP, Armed Station Land Rover. Oh, I thought there was a boat in the river there. There's no... yeah, looks like you're floating over the river when you're not. Can I actually click this telephone? No, I can't. That'd be fun if I could, but anyway. Right. Alright. Let's go. We ain't got time for staying around. $30 miles an hour. Let's go. Whoa. Okay. Needs to have slip protection because it actually notched down automatically. I didn't know that was a thing. That's pretty cool. Alright, we will be able to go to 110 in a minute. Clouds are beginning to break up. That's cool. Oh, neutral section. Dang it, really? Now. Shut it down. Going through a neutral section, we might as well shut it down now before it generates an overload. There's the branch off to Morecambe. There's actually a fun fact about this north branch of Morecambe. Is there actually a nuclear train? Yeah, there is. Hello. Sellafield to Heysham. Nice. The North Morecambe, the Hestbank Junction North branch from Morecambe toward the north is actually in the base timetable only used by one service, which is the Class 20 rail tour up toward Carmforth. But in the nuclear timetable, nuclear services down toward Heysham are represented, so quite a few more trains use it if you have Cargo Line Volume 5 nuclear installed. Here's Hest Bank, my favourite place to train spot in the entire game. Give the obligatory honk. Top maximum notches 78 miles an hour. 15 miles to go. Frame rate 34 FPS. Well, doesn't matter, does it? 90 miles an hour. Miles an hour. Coming up on Carnforth. Oh, hello. Class 87 mail train waiting for us to head through. I've actually tried playing that mail service before. I think it ended in a SPAD. Because I do remember, I think there is a Carlisle Volume 4 train not too far up the tracks heading down toward Preston. Zooming through Carnforth. My goodness. Let's run you down. Now, this is where the long climb begins up towards Shap. There it is! I was right! There is the Carlisle Volume 4 train. Let's also remember to activate motion blur. Right, let's do that. Put it down a bit, just so... yeah, that looks decent. That's so cool. I love having the military trains running around. Let's turn down the depth of field. And let's get some motion blur. That looks decent. Bam. There we go. Oh, we do have to increase our notches as the climb has begun. 11 miles to Oxenholme. Whoa, that's full throttle and we're losing speed. Still climbing, we're stuck at 106 miles an hour looks like, but at least we aren't losing too much speed. Doing a full run on the Preston to Carlisle always makes my day. It's just such a good route. I'm actually, to tell you the truth, I'm actually beginning to run out of daytime Class 86 services that I haven't played already. Which is pretty funny now that I think about it. Let's run you down. 8 miles to go. Sun's beginning to poke through, that's nice. Oh, 100 limit coming up. Don't believe we'll be able to go back to 100, up to 110 until we pass Penrith. Which is annoying, but it is what it is. I'm still that I'm really waiting for in TSW is the fix Dovetail Games are going to do for the base game, which will fix the diminishing frame rate issue I have. Oh, I forgot that. No, I forgot that switches off my thingamajig. I forgot that switches off my tap changer. Right, let's just shut you down. Now I gotta wait for it to go down to 0. Under 5 miles to go. Let's notch you up, bud. There we go. We'll be getting into the Lake District soon enough, and that'll be a lot of fun. The Lake District's a great place. Three and a half miles to go. We will have an easier stop at Oxenholme because we do have the upward slope to help us stopping. Do have a 90 limit coming into Oxenholme, I think. Yeah, and we have another approach control signal too. Ag! I hate them. Shut it down. One thing I'm really looking forward to when the new year arrives is the Great Western Express remaster and the GWR HST farewell pack, because those are going to be good. Those are going to be very good. 20%. Oxenholme. Nowadays, I think it's known as Oxenholme Lake District, this station. I don't know if it's had that term in 1986, but it certainly does now. Bring that speed down. This is where the Windermere branch branches off. Unfortunately, while the track has been laid on this route, you cannot drive it and there's no scenery, which is a major shame. Arriving 30 seconds early into Oxenholme. I think we're gonna overshoot a bit. Nearly had it. Shut the train brakes off. Wait for the passengers to load themselves. We have 2 minutes here at Oxenholme. Let's see. I can brake. Huh. Never really figured out how this parking brake works. Do have a Mark 1 NHA van on the back, complete with tail lamp, which I'll just set that to on. You could also put a Bardic lamp on if you're reversing the train, which is very nice, especially if you're doing shunting maneuvers. There's a 101 ready to head to Windermere. Well, yeah. Next stop after this is Penrith, which will take 26 minutes. Alright, 30 seconds till we need to depart. Lock the doors. Let's do a bit of a hill start maneuver. There we go. Bit of sander. Here we go. Off to Penrith. "25 miles to Penrith." Yeah. Well, that's in a straight line, so we probably have more like 30 miles, so. You can keep the amateurs in yellow, but if you get to the red, it is very likely that it will overload and your main circuit breaker will pop. Oh, hello. It's got automatic anti-slip brake going, which is very nice to have. Like, having a train from the 1960s being able to do that is a very advanced feature for such an ancient piece of technology. Comparatively ancient, mind you. I have taken a Pendolino over Shap, and it's much easier than doing it in the 87 because it's just, you just set the speed set at whatever speed you need it to, and it just does it. It does the dynamic brakes and everything. do only have a 90 limit in effect, which is annoying, but can't do anything about it. Let's keep moving. The 87 definitely has a very brash horn to it. Still climbing. Oh goodness. Just loaded in. Do have an 85 limit in effect coming into effect soon, so I'll try and run you down to let's just go up to 85. I've taken Flying Scotsman over Shap. That's a fun drive to do, especially as it's very difficult to get out of Preston. There's the Lake District. Oh, that's beautiful. Fun fact, if you go to Morecambe and look at the direction of the Isle of Man, you'll actually see the Isle of Man, because they actually Just Trains actually modeled the Isle of Man so you can see it in the distance, which is so cool. Like, it's just a bit of terrain with like no scenery assets on it or anything, but it's still a very, 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 very nice touch. Just shows Just Train's commitment to quality. Up to 2 miles to go. Still climbing. Game is still being forced to load all those other trains, which is very annoying. Like, all of the trains that we've seen today are still being loaded by the game, which is contributing to the diminishing frame rate. But Dovetail says they've got people working through the holidays, the Christmas and New Year holiday, in order to fix it. So I honestly, like, I wish Dovetail Games luck on fixing this, because they're gonna need it. And hopefully they can fix it, because yeah, apparently this has been in the game for day one, but it's only now starting to really affect the game's performance. Do have an 80 limit coming up. I've driven Preston to Carlisle so many times, I basically know it like the back of my hand at this point. I haven't driven it in a while though. So down for the 80 limit. Here's Grey Rig Goods Loop. Or just Grey Rig Loop, I think. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, shut it down, shut it down. I forgot Grey Rig starts a downhill section, so there's the M6 motorway. Loco brake should keep us in check. It's where, if you start running FFA and FGA container trains or BBA steel trains, that's where the 87's loco brake struggles to handle it, but yeah. Miles to go still, because we've been doing like a eastbound bit and now we're heading back northward. This is my favorite section of the route. Like, this section through the Lake District is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's give it a bit of juice. I wonder if we'll see any other trains today. We should have there should be a cargo line nuclear train that departed Kingmore a bit back. Still haven't seen that yet. We've seen the military train that is a lot further north than I thought it would be, but get up toward 100. We do have a neutral section coming up a bit, that much I know. I do love those Armstrong Powerhouse sounds. Like, the AP did a good job back in the day getting those sounds, and I'm glad they let Just Trains use them. Be able to go to 105? Wow! Let's keep moving. Where's that neutral section? I think it's just coming up. Oh, there it is. There's that neutral section. Overload reset. There we go. Here's T-Bay Loop, which is where banking engines would start their helping freight trains up the Shap Hill. Back in the steam era. Nowadays, that's even in this era, it's no longer necessary to have banking engines. And then in the and in the modern era, it's certainly not necessary either. 17 miles to go. Okay, wow, this hill is... yeah, the last section before Shap Summit is quite steep, I must say. We're not even gaining any speed. Look at that view, though. What a gorgeous view. Yeah, like the Lake District scenery is just, oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. .90 limit coming up. We're doing only 91, so honestly it doesn't really matter. I wonder where that nuclear train is. Is it nearby? Is it far away? Is it Shap yet? I can't see it. I'm not entirely sure where it is. Let's zoom the map out again. The tap changer is pretty easy once you get used to it. We're nearly at Shap, the second highest summit in the UK. Oh, hello. Class 87 steel train with BBA steel wagons. Absolutely motoring. I do love the 87. It just eats the miles. Alright. And cut power. Because we are at Shap Summit and the gradient levels out, so I don't want to overspeed. Zooming past Shap Summit, there's this red sign denoting Shap Summit on the right hand side there. Having all the timetable layers really does help with the immersion. Like, the base surfaces are good, but having the layered surfaces as well is even better. There's some sea cows, I think, from West Cornwall Local. Those are at the ballast facility there. I think those are pretty much always there. I think there's like some services in the middle of the night which take them away, but yeah. Alright, downhill we go. There's Hardendale Quarry off to the right. There's one service a day where you shunt limestone wagons at 6 AM, and that's literally the only service that you can do there, apart from taking the wagons away with a locomotive. And then I believe the other, yeah, and you can only load up the wagons. I believe that service only appears if you have Tees Valley Line, because you have to have the limestone hopper wagons from that route in order for that service to appear. Come on, bud. Under 10 miles to Penrith. Still flying along. We do have to go down to 80, so we need brakes. Start the loco brakes going while the tap changer does its thing. Power's down. Who cares about low frame rate if you're having fun? There's the branch to Harrison sidings. Going off to the left there. I have no idea if any timetable services go up there. So please, if you do know, viewers, please do let me know, because I would love to know if there are any services that do actually go up onto that small siding net. Eight miles to go. There's the motorway again. I would love to play. I can't wait till I can play this exact service on Crew to Preston, because yeah, I can stop at Warrington Bank Key, Wigan. That'll be awesome. Sun's poking through, nice. Five and a half miles to go. 100 limit coming into force. Let's give it some welly. Four miles to Penrith. That's a tight gap under that bridge there. Oh, whoa! Did you see what the camera just did? Oh my goodness. That was hilarious. The camera just went, when I paused the camera, it went boing, and then it went, it's as if, why did it do that? That's so weird. Alright, let's get the brakes on for that 75 limit. 2 miles to go. Two minutes to get to Penrith. Hopefully we can get there on time. I imagine we will be. One and a half miles to go. Let's get local brakes on. Let's get some proper brakes going. We do have a neutral section just after leaving Penrith. It should be very fun. And we have one more neutral section after that just before Carlisle, so I don't think we'll make it in time. I'll be honest. I don't think we'll make it in time. But if we are late, we won't be that. If we are late, we won't be too late, if you know what I mean. Disengage that. There's the neutral section warning board. There's the M6 again. Slow down. Penrith. Oh, this is going to be an overshoot again, isn't it? Ah! All the doors stay within the platform, so I'll call that a win. You'll notice when I put the reverser to neutral, the central headlight goes off. Right, let's cut the brakes. Brake pipes recharging. We're here for the next minute, and then we're on to Carlisle. Alright. Shut the doors. Reverse it forward. Buzz back. Speed and power. Let's get out of here. Whoa, easy, bud. Okay, we just had a tad of wheel slip there. It's like the anti-slip brake did come on. Next and final stop, Carlisle, platform 3 in 17 miles. Let's have a look for that nuclear train. Let's keep looking. Keep going. 14:12. Okay, so you haven't even. You're leaving in 4 minutes, so we should be able to see it. Since we do have another 19 minutes to get to Carlisle. Whoa. Okay, yep, that's wheel slip, alright. Come on, bud. Let's check the... Yeah, we've got we've got maximum track slippiness. Oh no. We have to shut it down. There's the neutral section. Hopefully we won't have an overload. See what I meant about having this neutral section right outside Penrith is annoying. Ooh, perfect timing, actually. There we go, right. Having active neutral sections is very nice. Definitely having trouble getting up to speed thanks to the wheel slipping problem we've had. Now we're beginning to get up to some semblance of speed. That's maximum throttle. We should start getting up to speed now. Miles an hour. Okay, frame rate seems to have stabilized at a relatively low level, but still looks decent. Okay, so that nuclear train, Class 47 nuclear train, should have just departed Kingmore just over a minute ago. Shut it down. We do have a hilly section ahead. It's nice to be back at 110. The whole Crewe to Preston section, we should be able to, if in the 87, we should be able to do 110 miles an hour for the entire time. It should be a relatively easier run than this line. So if I want to take out the old BR Electrics but don't want to do something as hard as Preston Carlisle, then I can just go on Preston Crewe. $10 miles to go. Having motion blur back on is massively increasing the realism. Eight miles to go. Yeah, fog. It's beginning to get foggy. Do like the changing weather with the live weather mod. It makes it so much more realistic to have live weather. Even has a historical weather database that covers even covers like older routes like Spirit of Steam. We do have an 85 limit coming up. There's 7 miles to go. We do have the 85 limit. Let's go. Let's put the brakes on. Can go back up to 90 in a minute. There is actually a modern timetable for this route, set in 2019. but it's a PC only mod. So, yeah, I don't want to use it. The only timetable mod I use is the Class 700 timetable mod that adds the Class 700 Desiro to the Brighton main line, and I only use that because without the Class 700, the rail scene on the route is incredibly unrealistic with just Southern and Gatwick Express trains. There's the M6 again. 6 lanes. Nice. I wonder where that nuclear train's gotten to. Do have a 75 limit coming up. Oh, hello. We do have a red signal. Oh my goodness, just had AWS and DSD go off basically simultaneously. Whoa, we have 7 minutes to get to Carlisle. My goodness. How are we that early into Carlisle? Goodness. Let's have a look at the trains in Upperby over there. So you've got a Class 47. The Northern Transpennine version, you can tell because it has no high intensity headlight. Oh, wrong button. No! Instead of releasing the brake, I hit the emergency brake by accident. No. Come on, release, 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 release the tap changer. Alright, go, 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 go. Let's get some more notches in there. There we go. We were able to save it. Did not mean to do that. How's frame rate? Not that good, but still having fun, and that's the important thing. Oh, that is a neutral section. Make sure that I can do the overload reset. Shush. Carlisle will actually be the termination point for not just Preston Carlisle, but for the Cumbrian Coast route, also by Just Trains, and that comes out. Should be a lot of fun. The Carlisle to Whitehaven. That should be a lot of fun to drive. A lot of fun indeed. Looks like we do have a Class 47 on the left there, large logo. Ooh, easy does it. Do have quite a hill. We still have 4 minutes to get to do 600 yards. That's impressive. Carpet wrong. Lol. Easy does it. Where's that nuclear train gotten to? I thought it was supposed to be here by now. Has it even gotten here yet? It's a fast train heading north. It left alright, but where is it? Huh. Did I miss it? Was I just not paying attention? No, there it is! Hello, nuclear train! That's so cool. Seeing... There it is. FN8 with FNAD wagons in tow. Alright, let's start slowing down. Oof. Frame rate 17 frames a second, but it is what it is. Can't get a new computer yet. It's too expensive. Let's get the... Keep the brakes on. 70 yards to our stop. So class 47 waiting there. Oh, overshot the stop again. Alright, welcome to Carlisle, everybody. There's a 47 over here. And another 87 over here, which is... Wait a minute! Black Douglas? That's the one I'm driving! Look! Black Douglas. Black Doug... Is there a bug with the timetable? What's going on? Look over here. What are you? Cock of the North. Okay. Okay, we actually gotta wait for another 3 minutes. Until we can shut the doors. What if I just shut the doors now? No, might as well keep them open. New train came in. Oh. It's a 86 looks like. 86. City of Stoke-on-Trent, along with the coat of arms. I haven't seen that one before. That's nice. And then you are just the 47s are so loud. Yeah. I'm glad I can't believe we saw both nuclear and military trains. Like, the odds of that are insane. Right, less than a minute and we can shut the doors and prepare to be off to, oh, we have to uncouple. Oh, we have to uncouple, don't we? That's why. So, yeah, why... We're gonna have to... Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. Just gotta wait another 45 seconds. Alright, less than 15 seconds, so we can shut the doors. keep the local brake on. Buzz the driver back. Alright, so just gotta wait until the notification lets me do it. Now, right, uncouple vehicles. But first, we've got, let's walk through the for want of a better word, engine room. To do this, so we walk through and close that. Where's the tail light switch? Somewhere on this panel. I think it's, yeah, put it on the left. Open the door. And I assume it's these. So, there we go. There we go. 1 hour, 26 minutes on the dot. Level 100 on my account. And there we go. That'll be it for this video, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this saga. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.